institutions. Uh,
Well, okay, so you got hired as a counselor then.
mhm.
What was that like?
I worked for a private mental health facility. I didn't particularly like it for a lot of reasons. I didn't like the staff. I didn't like the clients. The a lot of the clients, people I were counseling, were people that, in my view, didn't really have serious problems. They were people that were just about feeling sorry for themselves and things like that. And there's a saying, you can't help people that don't want to help themselves. And that's something I ran into repeatedly in that field.
Hmm.
Also, the administration of this facility was, I would say, corrupt in the sense that it was basically about trying to bleed insurance companies. They would, for example, I worked in the substance abuse unit, and you had a lot of kids that were sent there by their, usually well-off families. And once the administration of the facility found out that the family had a lot of money, then they would just try to bleed the family for money. They would diagnose kids with having schizophrenia and all kinds of nonsense,
Sheesh.
just so they could collect insurance payments. Well, yeah, this kid, we think he's got schizophrenia. Better keep him here another 6 months. And oh, and by the way, that'll be another, $30,000 or whatever. so
Sheesh.
so it was, well, this place ended up losing their license. The place where I was working, we used to have what we called orderlies. They were really just security people, bouncers. But because you did have some aggressive, it was a mental hospital, so you had antisocial people there, you had psychotic people there, and you had just aggressive acting out people there. So we had these big dudes that were our security team if we needed them. One of those ended up killing an inmate. One of our security guys killed a 16-year-old inmate. Uh,
Jesus.
and after that, the facility, now that happened after I left. That I wasn't actually working there at the time, but I knew the guy involved. And yeah, after that, that particular facility was closed. The state revoked her license to operate. So yeah, and my area of specialization in psychology was substance abuse counseling, and I felt that the substance abuse treatment field was a very vacuous science. This was 30 years ago, but they used to put a lot of emphasis on the 12-step programs, AA and NA and all of that, and a lot of the so-called treatment programs that they used, at least back then, I thought were just hokey, new age mystical nonsense. I thought this was a pseudoscience that was using a lot of psychobabble as a means of just bleeding customers and bleeding insurance companies. I was
Mm.
not impressed with the field at all. I wasn't impressed with the people in it. I wasn't impressed with the ideas in it. I thought this was, I was like, we're doing astrology here.
Right.
This is just a lot of nonsense.
Quick question. So that was, I guess, after you